Hey guys, it's Lana here, and today I'm talking about hair porosity and what it means for you. If you don't know what it means, then just stick with me because I'm just going to explain everything about it in this short little video. There are three types of hair porosity: low, medium and high. Low porosity, the hair cuticles are pretty much flat against the hair shaft. They don't flare out, they just are flat against the hair shaft. High porosity hair, the cuticles are flared out, they don't lie flat, and there are gaps in the cuticles which leave the shaft open. And then medium is in between. Low porosity hair tends to look more shiny and smooth. High porosity hair tend to come off more frizzy and dry looking. The smoothness versus the dryness of your hair might be a strong indicator to what type of porosity your hair is, but there are two tests that can tell you what the porosity of your hair is. So the first test is just the rubbing test. So you just take a strand of your hair and just pull it straight and just rub your fingers up it the wrong way, and if it feels smooth, then the hair is likely low porosity, so the cuticles lay flat against the hair shaft. And if the hair feels bumpy, then you most likely have high porosity because the cuticles are flaring out of the hair shaft. The second test is to take a glass of water and to just drop the hair in. If the hair sinks to the bottom, this means that you have high porosity hair, because the hair cuticles, which are open and fanned out, have allowed water in to the hair shaft. So let's just imagine that this blob is water or moisture, then it was able to enter the hair shaft through the raised cuticles. And if it had tried to enter low porosity, then it would have just been blocked. If you dropped your hair into the water and your hair floated towards the top, then you most likely have low porosity hair because the hair did not allow the water in, so it floated. You might be wondering why your hair has that type of porosity. A lot of it comes down to genetics, so you might have been born with that kind of porosity. It can also come down to environmental factors and external factors such as chemicals and heat that have been applied to your hair. If you have applied a lot of chemicals and heat to your hair, then your hair will most likely become high porosity. That's why damaged hair looks the way it does, because the hair shafts are highly porous and dry. But that's not to say that hair with high porosity is a bad thing. There are good and bad parts about each type of hair. For example, low porosity hair, even though the hair shaft is smooth, it can mean a lot of products are too heavy for that kind of hair type. Lots of products aren't able to enter the hair shaft, and it can make it very difficult for someone with low porosity hair to maybe dye their hair. Dye doesn't really take very well to low porosity hair because the hair just rejects it because the follicles are closed. The bad thing about high porosity hair is that because it just allows moisture in, it also allows moisture out, which is why your hair will become dry and frizzy. You will also be prone to frizz in humidity and when there's moisture in the air. So if you've styled your hair, maybe you've straightened your hair, and then as soon as there's any moisture in the air whatsoever, your hair reverts back to its natural pattern. That's because your hair is highly porous and it has allowed the moisture in the air into your hair, which is why it's reverted back. But we can change the porosity of our hair, and we can use each kind of porosity for our own benefits. I've seen people doing hot oil treatments, and you might wonder why they don't just do an oil treatment without applying any heat. But here's the thing, if you have low porosity hair and you just apply oil to that, then the chances are the oil is just going to sit on top of the hair shaft and not moisturize the hair at all. It's just going to sit on top because the cuticles are closed and they're not letting the moisture in. If you apply some heat, then you can raise the cuticles of your hair, turning your hair temporarily into high porosity hair, allowing the oil to get in and moisturize your hair. And then when you're done, you can rinse with cold water, and that will close the cuticles, turning the hair back into low porosity hair, making it smooth and making sure that the moisture is locked in. That's also why you see people rinsing with cold water, because the cold water will close the hair shaft. So you might want to wash with warm water to allow any conditioners that you use to enter the hair shaft through open follicles, and then once you're finished conditioning, you rinse with cold water to close the follicle, keep the moisture inside, and to make your hair nice and smooth and shiny. As you can see, there are benefits to all kinds of porosity of your hair, and you can change it up to your own advantage. So I hope you've learned something from this video. If you just want any more hair tips, then you can subscribe to me. If you like the video, then please give it a thumbs up. And if you have anything to ask me, anything at all to say to me, then please leave a comment down below. I love reading your comments and replying to all of you. Okay, thanks guys. See you next time. Bye.
Oh, won't you stay with